It's fun because things are actually happening. Very different than most of the time when people get elected.
And I will shut down the federal Department of Education and we will move everything back to the state.
Most of the time when people get elected, they claim all these things when they're running for president. Then they get into office and not much changes.
Individualize education and do it with the love for their children.
And in fact, a lot of what they campaigned on, they don't practice at all. Great example is the Obama administration. The Hope and Change website had to be changed because there was a bunch of stuff in there about whistleblowers.
I don't think Mr. Snowden was a patriot. I called for a thorough review of our surveillance operations before Mr. Snowden made these leaks. My preference would have been for a lawful, orderly examination of these laws.
Protecting whistleblowers, which they didn't do at all. It was one of the worst administrations for whistleblowers.
What happens when Joe Rogan sets his sights on Barack Obama? Let's just say Hope and Change got KO'd by elk meat and a DMT trip. Rogan didn't just dismantle Obama. He turned him into a TED Talk on how not to handle reality. Forget polished speeches. Joe broke them down with a protein shake in one hand and raised eyebrow in the other. This roast hits harder than Obama's drone program. And yeah, it's got more accuracy too.
Obama did it. And it's disgusting. It's a disgusting lie. Let's play it.
Said that there were very fine people on both sides of a white supremacist rally.
You also had people that were very fine people on both sides. I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists because they should be condemned totally. But you had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists. Okay?
See, that's crazy. I have never seen that last part of it
because the news has said that lie over and over and over and over.
Barack Obama walked through 8 years of presidency like that guy at the gym who flexes in the mirror but can't lift a kettlebell. He preached unity and hope with all the depth of a Pinterest quote taped to a dumpster fire. While the world burned, he smiled like it was all a Netflix roast. Smooth words, zero accountability, and a Nobel Peace Prize tossed in like a party favor at a Warlord Sweet 16.
Can I get a glass of water? I'm serious. I'm thirsty. Can I get a glass of water? This is not a prank.
You never seen it?
No.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
Oh,
it's amazing.
No.
He gets a glass of Flint tap water, and I swear to God, he drinks it like this.
Problem
He's
is solved?
bullshitting the world. Watch this.
Can I get some water? I really did need a glass of water. This is not a stunt.
Usually when something isn't a stunt, you have to say
It's
that.
100% a stunt. When was the last time a president stopped a speech to ask, can I get a glass of water? What? They would never do that. They would have water ready for him. No, you bring a fucking water on stage with you.
Joe Rogan didn't even come in hot. He leaned back, raised an eyebrow, and dropped one of those classic Rogan curveballs. And boom, the glitch began. Suddenly Obama, once the poster child of calm charisma, looked like a malfunctioning teleprompter salesman. Joe didn't roast him. He disassembled him, piece by piece, until all that remained was a smile, a suit, and no answers.
Obama, during this Kamala Harris administration, it changed my opinion of that guy.
I don't understand how we got so toxic, so divided, and so bitter. And
He said he wanted generals like Adolf Hitler had. Donald Trump said that.
Did you have a high opinion of him before?
Yeah, I did. I did, just as an intelligent person, a statesman. He's probably caught up in the system. It's very difficult to make real meaningful change. You think you're going to do something, and then you get into office, and you're like, oh God, what a quagmire this place is. But watching him just straight up lie.
Obama was supposed to be the revolution. Instead, he showed up, took a selfie, and sold the rights to Netflix. Behind the eloquence was a politician so mass-produced, he made IKEA furniture look handmade. The man could give a 40-minute speech on empathy, then drone strike a wedding before the applause ended. His idea of peace? Technically correct, with a side of missile-grade contradiction.
Obama, during this Kamala Harris administration, it changed my opinion of that guy.
I don't understand how we got so toxic, so divided, and so bitter. And
He said he wanted generals like Adolf Hitler had. Donald Trump said that.
Did you have a high opinion of him before?
Yeah, I did. I did, just as an intelligent person, a statesman. He's probably caught up in the system. It's very difficult to make real meaningful change. You think you're going to do something, and then you get into office, and you're like, oh God, what a quagmire this place is. But watching him just straight up.
Meanwhile, Joe Rogan sliced through Obama's polished image with nothing but logic and that classic "Are you serious right now?" tone. No charts, no think tank jargon, just a question like, wait, Isn't that completely insane? Suddenly, the Obama legacy trembled like a drone strike built on a house of cards. The man who swore transparency left behind a surveillance state so bloated it needed its own zip code. It's like promising to clean your garage and installing a junk conveyor belt instead. Joe nailed it. If your healthcare system requires a decoder ring and a YouTube tutorial, you didn't fix it. You franchised failure.
See that? He sips it like this. He barely drank it.
There you go. Generally, I have not been doing stunts here, but,
Watch this. What was that?
It just confirms Flint water is drinkable.
Get him gallons of that and then monitor his diarrhea.
He wants Hitler's generals to take over, and he's genuinely dangerous. Cut to yesterday and the two of them. There they are chatting. Barack's laughing, genuinely laughing, to where like his body is shaking.
He wants Hitler's generals in charge, and he's dead serious. Then there's Obama, chuckling along like he's backstage at a comedy club, his body shaking with laughter while the economy nosedives like a Tesla with no brakes. Real leadership, right?
That he's a Netflix producer, along with his adult wife, Michelle. He's producing more racial division. The latest is called Leave the World Behind. It's a fictional thriller about the collapse of technology and what humans would do with no phones or computers. The movie follows a family on vacation at a rental house, and one night they're visited by a father and a daughter who show up seeking shelter. They say their phones no longer work and they need a place to stay. So immediately the white family, because they're evil, that's included in their DNA, of course, is suspicious of the visitors because they're black. And it goes on and on and on like this. Here's a clip.
I'm asking for you to remember that if the world falls apart, trust should not be dulled out easily to anyone, especially white people.
Can't trust white people. They're evil. This is the guy, remember, who became famous at the Democratic Convention in 2004 by telling us there is no white America, there's no black America, it's just one America. But of course, that's not really a profit model in politics, is it? So he's been stoking race hatred ever since, and the disarray around us is the result.
Now that he's a Netflix mogul, Obama and his ever-adult wife Michelle are pumping out racial division like it's Oscar bait. Their latest project, Leave the World Behind, is a disaster film with more identity politics than plot. White family equals bad. Black visitors equals enlightened. And guess what? You can't trust white people. Straight from the guy who once said, "There's no black America, no white America, just the United States of America." Turns out, unity doesn't sell. But race baiting does, and Obama's been cashing in ever since.
Obama went on stage, and he roasted Trump.
Donald Trump is here tonight.
And one of the lines he said to Trump, he said, "I'm one thing that you'll never be," which is the president of the United States.
Donald Trump has been saying that he will run for president as a Republican, which is surprising since I just assumed he was running as a joke.
And you could see Trump in his head going, "All right, okay, I'm going to run now." That one moment where Obama was talking shit to him might be the reason why Trump was like, I'll show you.
Joe Rogan didn't need a PhD, a think tank, or Ivy League interns. Just a MIC and 2 functioning brain cells. While half of America was busy hashtagging hope from Teslas, Obama was pushing Memoir 2, Electric Boogaloo, and selling $80 inspirational mugs. The Obama Foundation didn't uplift communities, it uplifted egos and speech fees. This is the guy who bought beachfront property while warning about rising sea levels. That's not leadership. That's beachfront hypocrisy.
Remember when they gave that speech, when he gave a speech on television, and everybody was like, this. And then they it kind of just went away.
It was one of the most beautiful moments in modern American history. People really actually stood up and stopped a war from happening.
Today, I authorize the Armed Forces of the United States to begin a limited military action in Libya in support of an international effort to protect Libyan civilians.
It's like giving a TED talk on fire safety while grilling burgers on a gasoline fire. Obama talk peace while signing military contracts like Halloween candy. Drone a wedding, send a condolence card, rinse, repeat. The media adored him like fangirls at a boy band concert, obsessed, blind, and never asking real questions. But Rogan did. Why did Wall Street get richer? Why did healthcare turn into a bureaucratic escape room? Why is the middle class still drowning? Because for Obama, politics was always a photo op marathon. Smile, wave, drop a song lyric, sign off on corporate paydays.
Obama's last tweet from Saturday, which is the day this had unleashed it when it started overnight Friday, was for decades, Narges Mohammadi has been a vocal advocate for women and girls in Iran. This Nobel Prize is a well-deserved recognition of her courage and the hope that she represents not only for women in Iran, but women fighting repression and violence around the world. How about the women who actually were the victim of repression and violence in Israel? No words for them. Former President Obama, nothing to say about the children being murdered in Israel. So far, I guess he couldn't find time to actually use his little thumbs and tweet something.
Joe Rogan cares less about speeches and more about the people buried beneath the beautiful failure. Let's not forget censorship. Under Obama, the surveillance state morphed into an Orwellian circus. Bulk data grabs, backdoors, and enough spin to make the NSA your digital babysitter. And through it all, Obama still acts like the wise dad of democracy, while the country lives off expired ramen and false promises. Rogan's takedown wasn't loud. It was surgical.
It's a volume and go full screen.
What you know now, do you wish you had a third term? You know what? If I could make an arrangement where I had a stand-in, a front man or front woman, and they had an earpiece in, and I was just in my basement in my sweats looking through the stuff, and then I could sort of deliver the lines, but somebody else was doing all the talking and ceremony, I'd be fine with that.
We know he wasn't really running the country. Yeah. We used to think he was actually running the country, and now they're like, no, he didn't even see those executive orders. That was all auto pen.
But Joe Rogan never bought the act. He sees Obama for what he is, a sellout wrapped in a Spotify playlist. The man shows up for PR stunts, lectures from vineyards, and signs book deals with the very system he pretends to challenge. If hypocrisy needed a poster boy, it would be Obama sipping kombucha in a leather chair, preaching about justice. Rogan didn't need fireworks. He just tossed a Bayfield truth grenade into the echo chamber of elite nonsense.
Still just as bitter as ever. There's such a great new spin of complaints here. Here's one from her most recent episode, which still on YouTube, she's got like 200,000 subscribers. It's really amazing that now she's been doing this for how many episodes? She's been literally on every podcast of the left wing promoting it. And that's still all she's managed to get. Here she is interviewing Dr. Sharon Malone, perhaps better known as former Attorney General Eric Holder's wife. And therein lies the problem, as these two ladies married to two very famous men are pissed that they are not the alpha in terms of popularity and recognition.
Now Obama drifts around like a philosophical butterfly, always floating, never accountable, dropping poetic lines like a professor who hasn't taught in 20 years. But Rogan saw through the shtick. He didn't yell. He didn't posture. He just asked, if this guy was the answer, then what the hell was the question? And the silence was deafening.